here we go. So let's get to the serious part, okay? These names include a few listeners who are fundamental to the spirit of this music. It is because of them, and as Patricia aptly named the festival, on their shoulders, these brave revolutionaries who participated in every way possible, that this festival continues and the music continues. They are as follows, in no particular order. Malachi Favors, Bora Bergman, and you can say their names after me. I'm not into group participation, but if you do it, that'll help their spirits even more. Malachi Favors, Bora Bergman, Sekou Sendiata, Daniel Berrigan, Jane Cortez, Amiri Baraka, Jackie Bayard, Irving and Stephanie Stone, Dennis Charles, Sam Rivers, Rafe Malik, Roseanne Levine, Frank Lowe, Peter Cox, Butch Morris, Gene Lee, David S. Ware, Billy Higgins, Billy Bang, Wilbur Morris, Fred Anderson, Peter Kovold, Joe Maneri, the Revolutionary Ensemble, Jenkins, Cooper, and Cerrone, John Chikai, Rashid Ali, Bill Dixon, Will Connell, Henry Warner, Garrison Fuel, Glenn Spearman, my dear birthday brother Roy Campbell, and one of the fathers of us all, Ornette Coleman. This is our music. This is our music, our music. If the drum is a woman, don't abuse your drum. The fountain of truth along King's Highway, up King's Mountain toward King's Gravestone, where the long arms of Africa and America meet and hang like strange fruit. You know, we all get the blues and we all read the news. It's not like there's no one who hasn't paid their dues. She sang that the color of life is belief, that the shock of each moment is in being alive, that our love and our lives and our knowledge keep unfolding, leaving us constantly renewed, always participating in the sound. Enough of this insane babble. It's all science fiction anyway. Always a world in a turmoil. Don't abuse your drum. Don't abuse your drum. These guiding lights of truthfulness and openness and honesty and bravery and timelessness and ruggedness, and we all must find our voices and use them. For there are people down here, there are people down here, there are people down here. And we must learn to live fully as human beings, to be free of the boundaries of music, always participating in sound. Monday through Friday is not infinity. Today and tomorrow are not eternal. Quality and opportunity are not equal. Dream cycle is not laser, is not map, is not face, is not forever like soul. Bankrupt emotions are small business. New routes a no-brainer. More crowded, less opinions. A new season is not health. To search for it is fruitless. It will pass, it will stop, it will go, it will return, sometimes like only the brave return. The searcher, if not pure, remains trapped in the web of things, which is not always April showers. Learn to ride them out. We're closer than you think to the center. Group speak and profound loneliness. But last year and this month are not the future. All these cows grazing on my memory, but death is not a material thing, and I don't need this extra grief right now. All these exquisite gambles with the now, like New York is now. But now is not forever, though forever holds the future in its hands. Sparks ignite and tributes abound like flashbacks. But the tribute we pay this week to the giants who carry us on their shoulders is well earned, and the ones to whom we pay it to is more than well deserving. There is a bond within this love, this deep well of love, this simple song, this information learned and stored, the month, the day, the year, the date of birth, a flame watering itself instant of inception, a crimsicle waiting in the narrows and concentric pathways, we ups and downs. Today and tomorrow are not eternal, yet tomorrow is the quest, the search, the continuing breath, the second, the minute, the hour, the month, the day, the year, the birth that is so finite, yet so far beyond both time and space. The horn, the drum, the violin, the bass, the voice, the word, all keys born with fervor, saturating the pores of poesy, of music, of dance, of art. The music pouring out of every pore into we, its vessels, the ever-present muse mad with a genuine genius filled with singers and forests and boardwalks and walkways and byways and delis and pizza joints and movie houses and palaces and stickball and punchball and fallout shelters and ring alivio and all kinds of gambles with the exquisite heart of now, the heart of the improviser, wind on the strings, bringing melodies. But now is not forever, though forever holds the future deep within its hands. It is born, always born again, this revolutionary spirit, this matchless form within this crazy and impulsive world. I know what infinity is. I know what infinity is. Infinity is music, red, white, and blue mirrors, rhythm of song-encrusted frames, hatched images, and their nucleus revelating symbiosis. Like Butch. Remember Butch and his mischievous smile, stern look, open laugh, dapper apparel, a real dandy. Like back in the days when his mid-range, slightly twanged voice, rubbed in the ashes at times, such elaborate performance produced sometimes for no one, anyone, everyone, like the wind in the trees, the rushing water, walking on hot coals to emit a portrait of pain among the last and first budding flowers and weeds, and his baton, those lighter-than-air dancing shoes, gentlemanliness, his overall attire that gruff little me admired so much, his neatness, those dancing shoes that held him firmly in place, and he passed the way neighborhoods pass, yet always sustain their quality, their personality somewhere in the brick, the way seasons passed and are replaced always by hosts of new hustlers, new lovers. And he, one of the last of the real, a unique lover of the unique, and loved by all, the unique and the mundane alike. Come again next fall, next winter, spring, summer. Come again in storm and in dust. Those dancing shoes that I wanted so much. Last of the real, dancing in different waters. Those dancing shoes that keep us in place, rooted in the now, truly in the now, always in the instant. It makes you get it. Do you get it? I got it. Get what? He gets what? What? the essence of process, the process we all go through, challenging, demanding, draining, new concepts, taking it beyond the world, creating a world of worlds, bridging 2 worlds, 3 worlds, endless worlds. Musicians and instruments react, interact, musicians and instruments becoming one, connecting our inner voices, understanding and tapping into strengths, mixing personal languages, room, heart, mind, commitment. The work always comes first. Nothing can stop this force as it radiates like Rashid, proud, pushing Philadelphian, simply water, now fragile strength like the sustaining bellflower, gone long before Judgment Day, watching, looking, break, train, checking out. He must be checking you out. Check him out. He's checking you out. No, he must be checking you out at the half note. We would be going, we would be listening, we would always be listening, we would be hearing different things and getting into leaving the beat. Go up, it's free. Go up, it's free, just playing the best you can. No ill feelings, not thinking about that. Your humble, real selves. We always building prisons, then abandoning them to yesterday's grayness, a change of the century, unchanged scenery, cloudy meditations. We're always building prisons and then abandoning them. Senses as the frail light trembles in the pleading and the leaping into the deep, deep river, piped into the guitar all night, swung, swing, swang, and quadrupled into the next world. Another variation with all its certainty and its suddenness, its randomness and thoroughness, like a well-planned, instantaneous improvisation and an on-the-spot, who'da ever thunk it moment. A concrete halt, abandonness, emptying and then rebuilding the music. It's all in the music. You'd say all in the music. It's all in the rise and the fall. And death is always interrupting life, or maybe it's just continuing it. Like nothing. Like insert, remove, revert, divert, and move, an entrance into a new kind of freedom, bridging space. What's inside the stone? Infusing ideas with passion. And the train of the music moving as the clouds pile through the speaker logic. Wangle, mangle, tingle, tangle, mingling, pulsing portraits of unlimited possibilities. Life melodies and solar flexes weaving and charged with miles and miles and miles toward the greater journey, a way to shape and reshape and reconnect. It's instant graffiti and gratification, to disconnect and to reconnect, interlocking and unlocking the flow, the flame itself, right down to the bone. Sweating glass of daydreams, diverse, significant appropriation and appropriateness, evening out, serendipitous. Charged, moving, and textural, evocative, unconventional, and traditional, intertwined. Powerful, communicative, and emotional. A new way in which music is composed and played. Something that makes one think spontaneously, resonating, interpretive, forward-looking, significant, subversive, submersive, textural. Melodious, dynamic, tonal, repetitive, modulated, gentle, connecting the vroom with the zoom. And the basic fabric. Pulsing harmonic waves, river into sea, sea to endless sea, responsive fluid, moving and removing toward a greater journey, always a greater journey. Punctuated, charged with miles of mobile, invisible apparel, crescendo causing, swelling, echoing, divergent, suggestive, rhythmic, thematic, orchestral, syncopated, melting, bottomless, constancy, emotive and profound, and knowing and soaring like a heartbeat, interplay of breath, explosive, inspired frenzy, aggressive floating tapestry, And it's sometimes about leaving the approach to the notes. It's sometimes not about the notes at all. Sometimes it's about the sound. Disappearing into concentrated bursts, reappearing, appearing, reappearing, appearing, disappearing, appearing, reappearing, appearing, buzzing punctuation, smooth, combative, intuitive, astonishing, absolute energy. Aspiring, inspiring, syncopated, free, structured, rising, rolling, timeless, energy, 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 currents of sound, resonant, throbbing, pulsing, emotion, unifying, cadences, gliding, guiding, arousing, illuminating, suggestive, melodic, allowing, swirling patterns, pulling and releasing, interpretive, evocative, moving, demanding, a means to expand, contract, compress, express, a way of sticking together, a receding tide, an onslaught of waves, strength of vocabulary applied. Spontaneous interpretation process, moving through sharp staccatos, subtle, incomprehensible magic, the elegance of a solo, arpeggios, a wash of melodies, tonal, thematic consistency, foundations that support soaring beyond itself, soaring beyond itself, gentle currents that stir beneath, then explode in ultimate resonating punches, devastating crescendos, surrendering to the challenge. There are no illusions left to illuminate, nothing to create, only reality, sound, and motion intertwined, varied and self-perpetuating. Holding one's breath and breathing the pulse, the ruins of slavery, power arisen, soft determination, self-determination, inside out, timeline moving, space short, a walk to the wild side, to the outside where the walker sustains and is sustained, private language made public, proud, melodious, instant composition, ordered chaos. It's all through the haze. It's about the revolutionary fast changes, social upheaval, struggling, resembling totality, fragmentation, continuous continuation of breath, unshackled, only color is us, independent voices, emerging, converging, danger, a voyage past the future, spirit, empowerment, high, low, sharp, use, blues, highs, polish, matter structure, indeterminate delicacy, points of light, to be light, in light of light. It's all about light and one matter structure, the creator, who you are through you. Pushed into the corner and blowing your way out of there, way out into the heart, deep into the speech of a nation, pulling out the roots of indecipherables, the unsayable things, sacred, angry, tender, naming the unnameable, shredding, spiraling, looping. It's in here. It's in here, in the ghost wind blowing through the hollers and the beatings and the lynchings and the chains. It's in here through the search and the self and its selflessness. It's in here. It's all in here, this dangerous journey to be free, to interrogate and integrate the moment and the skin and the sound of the skin that's linked to the memory, and the skin and the hollow screaming of that skin, and those lovers rubbing against each other, the sound, the hollow and the full filled with what we all have beneath our skin, repeating the memory of body, reviving memory of body, then dropped at future's end as we hang there in the air, hovering and waiting for its ending. And then we become the star, the stone, the serenity, the insanity, reminding us to forget what is remembered, to remember what there is to forget, as with the extravagance of breathing, his breathing, always breathing, making breath a language, words into dialogue and matter and discourse, and the luxury of breathing, mouth releasing breath like word, like voice, like the big man's horn, making each hair stand on end, and we get ready to greet our sorrow and our joy, all the way down into the blues, away into the past, all the way down to the depths, and from the depths, and all the way up, and down, down to the bottom of your shoes. And the cry and the ascent and the crispness and the immediate and the bound and the future and the infinity of which is all beyond future, beyond unbound sound, beckoning, unbeckoning, beckoning, unbeckoning, become a lament. Become these strings, this horn, this drum, this voice, this poem, the way it becomes a thing. It's mine, it's yours, it's memories, and the strung out violin. That strung out violin in a country that is still so unkind to its heroes. And you know, an outlaw is the one that spreads the news in a lawless land. This lawless land, exploring, exploding, cool peaks, hot valleys, edges of sanity, the dreams that all dreamers dream within this system of hell, the colors of equality, pages of cloudy dreams, repeating and beating while spreading the news of the day. It's a serious, precise image, these underground diamonds, this elixir, these X-tones within the silence. We eat, we drink, and we smash our heads. It's what comes into the back of our heads, the front of our heads, and the sides, and the eyes, and the ears, and the tongues. It's what comes through the legs, and the fingers, and the toes. And as I've said many times before, jazz makes me. It's what comes into our hearts and our souls. Jazz makes me. When the eyes are directed inward, past ordinary vision, up a level, free margin, then we truly see. All these outlaws in this lawless world consuming the light, only the outlaws can save us now. Quirky lyrical screamers, all these dreamers mapping out uncharted terrain. A prayer through the back of my head, the front of my head, the fingers and the toes. A prayer for the graffitied bodies of all those wanderers trapped inside the sound, lost inside the body of sound. Brother of hearing, quicken our steps. Brother of seeing, make us whole. Brother of tasting, feed our blood. Brother of touching, touch our hearts. Outlaw, bringer of order in this chaotic world. Struggling to be real, we struggle to think within this thoughtless world, where not enough people follow the words, the music, the sounds. Words that carry us beyond the devil and the dollar, where the line becomes blurred and the image made obscure, the line between image and blood of do I dare say, unearthly sounds, unearthly beings, where in Billy's eyes, Billy always watching, and we watch the music move. And we move ourselves, bewildered melodies, beneath the amber waves of bricked up crazy evenings, stretching toward and blown through the breath, filled with the mountains and the highways and the climbers and the jumpers and the skiers and the droppers and the pushers and the ash-spangled breath-bones and sorrow beyond the beauty of sorrow, fallen from the mouth of the world, now roughly scraped toward the stars, to hear all those singers that ever sang on this lonely, hungry planet, jamming in the roots of the baobab shadow, in there where we stood invisible and shed our humble souls. And the motions of swift fingers stolen within a dream. And there is no blame to be placed, only the responsibility of what we ourselves have done. It's what's behind the blood that counts. It's what's behind the blood that keeps a person warm. It's what's behind the blood that carries the rhythms home. So play me like a fiddler plays the fiddle on a foggy night. Wear me like you wear yourself, inside, outside, like a tick-tock, like the whole damn band. Sing me monstrous histories from the belly of your throat, then let's go out and look for the moon. All these vast creators, obvious secretions, lost in the trumpet, venturing out, emotion. This is what all stars means. This is the ultimate all-star band. Night has become a city without margins. There is no such thing as stopped motion. Heat flows chill my neck, and the trumpeter wipes his brow with a blood-red cloth. Earth colors pierce our ears, and the saxophony is extraordinary. This is truly a war of peace, waged within a warring world. These are truly weapons of peace. Contrabass attacking the whatnots and the subtleness coinciding struggles, cultural quantums steadily drummed into us, freaky epiphanies situated within us, saturating our no man's land, resources within a vast expanse of. Hey, I'm right up front. Look at me. I'm right up front with the horns. I'm right where the head comes in. And the smoke from his bell, that molten cold smoke from the heart of his bell, issuing forth somewhere between challenge and breath. It's always about that breath. Deep, deep down there in the dark funnel of passion, persuasion, and brassy timbre, climbing up toward that golden trumpet dust. Here in the heartland of murderers and saints, wings and axes, death and taxes, wine and wild eyes, smoke from that bell to heat the winter and cool the summer. Muted and fluted tongues, whistling silence as the bell smokes, as the mute falls hard to the ground undone, as the dancer grabs at the invisible threads forming a perfect circle, thick streams of smoke rising from the bell, hot like fanfares, white short streams of smoke bursting from the horn, every inch of flame ringing the notes from sunset. You liken yourself to a story told a long time ago, a screening device that filters the invisible. And the madmen know, and the scientists know, and the spirits know, and the married know, and the sick know, and the lame and the intolerant know, somewhere in their inflexible souls, and the long gones know it, deep down in their long gone ears, an unfathomable unity between silence and sound. And you know what? Even the hucksters know, and the humans know, and the warmongers know, and the survivors beneath our souls, they know. And the soft walls know, and the high walls know, and the low walls know, and the hard walls know. There is that moment when we all realize we are prophets and fortune tellers, when we all glimpse what the future holds, speaks, touches, smells, and the wise ones know, and the idiots know, and the rootless know, and the innocent know. The innocent know. The innocent know. The sound arising up, or rising up, trancing behind yonder diddly diddle-op, and it's arising, and it's arising behind the yonder diggly diddle-op, the diggly-op. Sounds are rising up like rivers, and if we listen, we may never be lonely again, but maybe uplifted and shaken in the states not forgotten. Where it comes from, this music, where it comes from out of this music, smiling at times like a melody embracing us with handshakes and winks and whispers, like a dream breath that lushly, harshly consumes us. And the music will keep trembling long after the applause. The music will keep trembling. It'll keep trembling long after the applause have stopped, and their heartbeats will sustain us, maintain us, remain with us, and help us to unlock all the doors as we wonder and wait for the ending. And we realize that tomorrow is the question, and today is the thread, and yesterday holds the answer to this something else, this thing we call free jazz, freedom, that keeps dancing in our heads and repeating to us constantly that this is our music. This is our music because jazz makes us. And there are people down here. And we have just begun to speak. There are people down here, and we have just begun to speak. And if there is a God and he or she had wanted us to stay home tonight, one or the other or both would have found a way to make us do so. This is our music, our music, our music. And what a journey it's been, my friends. And what a journey it will be. Thank you. Vision 20.